Hey, AfterBuzzers. If you didn't know, it's Kevin Undergaro, the executive producer of AfterBuzz, along with my partner, Maria Menounos.
Hi, everybody.
And Maria and I, as you know, have put so much time and money into the AfterBuzz TV product and really haven't seen a lot in return.
Nope, not yet.
But one of the ways you guys can actually help us is by tuning into our new reality show, Chasing Maria Menounos. It premieres Tuesday, March 18th, 10 o'clock, 9 p.m. Central, and features me and Maria basically bickering, fighting.
No, it's not just bickering and fighting. You get an inside look into my life, behind the scenes.
You'll also get a behind-the-scenes look at AfterBuzz.
It's really funny. It's not just bickering, and it's not fake either. So that's actually something
no.
to think about.
It's definitely not fake. It's definitely not fake. But please tune in to Chasing Maria Menounos on Oxygen, Tuesday, March 18th at 10 p.m. All of your support will help AfterBuzz because Maria certainly won't.
So rude.
You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's Being Human After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Being Human After Show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Just gonna drive somewhere.
We're driving. We're like Aiden right now, driving.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about all the bad deeds we've done during this episode.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another amazing AfterBuzz TV After Show episode for your favorite show, Being Human. We're on Season 4, Episode 9, Too Far, Fast Forward. I am your host, Shauno, and I am joined here by my awesome co-host.
Hey, I'm Kelly.
And we're going to be talking about Aiden being a monster,
Yeah.
Josh serving pie, Nora's a druggie, and Sally finds Donna.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
So this episode, Kelly, I feel it was just mostly revolving around Aiden and what would have happened if he was like just still involved with Bishop and all the bad vamps out there in Boston, right?
I think this season we're getting a lot of Aiden. Like a lot of like, he's funny. Oh, he's a bad guy. Oh, he's good. Oh, he's in love with Sally. Like we're getting the whole like 360 view.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool.
I agree. Yeah. I feel like we got to see everything that us and all the other fans out there have wanted to see. We got to see him totally make out with and more with Sally. We got to see him be the badass vampire in Boston that we didn't before. He was always taking care of people. Here we got to see him be like truly be feared and be a monster, be that second in command to Bishop that we never got to see in the previous seasons because he wiped out Bishop so fast.
Yeah. And he even does it this time too, but kind of like in a sneaky way.
Yeah. It felt like something out of Roman times, like just like poisoning somebody's wine, you know?
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
that was pretty neat. I want to say about Bishop, during his death, it was so the makeup was really well done on his face and his body, right?
Yeah, it didn't even like it didn't even sound like him sometimes because he was like I guess he wasn't moving his mouth and stuff and just like dying.
Yeah.
Which is good.
His voice. Yeah. Mark Pellegrino, he did a really good job acting this time, and it was so nice to see him again.
Yeah, I missed him. I didn't realize how much I missed him until all of his jokes.
It's nice to see him in modern day clothing, not in the pioneer times clothing that he's always been in the flashbacks. But his jokes, his humor, and then coupled with his threats, the way he's always got he's always ruling by fear. everybody in Boston, all the other vamps. That was terrible what he did to that one guy. What was his name, Wallace?
Yeah, he like took out his fangs.
Yeah, and we didn't even get to see it. That's how horrid it is.
Yeah.
Just he stuck his butterfly knife in his mouth, and
That's the kind of person Bishop is, though. He could he jokes around because he knows people are scared of him. So he's like, I don't know, he likes to mess with people's minds. I think even like when he was saying to Aiden, when he was kind of commending him for killing, commending Aiden for killing Bishop, like he was like, you're the perfect son and everything. I think he knew that deep down Aiden's a good guy, and like saying all this stuff is gonna mess with him.
Yeah.
You know, and it did.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's a very good perspective, Kelly. I actually didn't think about that. I felt that it was really, I felt that he admired it because Bishop is ruthless.
Yeah.
And he would have done whatever he needed to get on top. I'm sure that's the way it ended up being, because he had to kill in the previous seasons when we had flashbacks, we saw Bishop kill his predecessor too.
To move on up.
Yeah, he had to do it to move up, to be a part of Boston, so that the Amish didn't hold anything against him. And he did what he had to do. He even had to kill his love. Remember that? Like that blonde nurse that he was in love with, and whoever was on top was like, you gotta take her out. You can't be in love with a human for this long. You know, look what's gonna happen to her. So he did it, and that's what forced him to move up and become more ruthless. So I guess in the same way, it kind of mirrors Aiden.
It's like father, like son.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, because he lost Sally, and that's what the trigger was for him to move up and to be like, hey, I'm gonna take charge, to be evil, to be ruthless, to take charge and be second in command.
Yeah, but Aiden kind of stops himself, I think, before it starts to get pretty bad, but before he takes charge and everything, we realize that he's still kind of a good, no matter what, even if it's like this timeline where he's a bad guy, he's still gonna be good deep down, you know?
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of funny to me because his outfit choice is always like really nice.
Yeah.
I like the way he always wears those leather jackets with jeans, or he's always really comfortable looking.
Yeah.
And then we got him wearing a brown leather jacket this time to really symbolize to the audience, like, this is a different Aiden. We got somebody totally different here. And then actually, that was the same leather jacket that we were talking about on a previous news and gossip a few episodes ago, right?
Yeah, wasn't that the one that Sam Huntington wore on Twitter?
Yeah, he posted a twit pic. So now I'm wondering, did he really get that jacket for himself?
Borrowing it?
Or maybe he was just borrowing it.
Yeah.
And showing off for the camera and doing a little advertisement in a way for Soul Revolver. Hey, they're nice jackets. Don't get me wrong, they're really, really nice. I want to buy that particular jacket, seriously.
Yeah, it's nice.
But regarding Aiden still, and his relationship with Bishop. Bishop was just he was saddened, but at the same time proud.
Yeah.
That Aiden became that ruthless.
He became like him. So he kind of did. He did what he wanted to do. He said you don't want your father to surpass your son. You want the son to surpass the father. And he did it. And his son was turning out like him. So it was all kind of going according to plan in Bishop's mind. So.
Yeah. And especially for vampires, that's the way it has to be. You know, with humans, we're all going to die. And of course, it's expected that a son or a daughter is going to surpass the parents. Yeah. But in the case of vampires, they're around forever. They've got to be wiped out at some point, and it's preferable to be wiped out, I guess, by your own son or daughter, whoever you turned.
Which is kind of messed up if you think about it. You can't trust anybody.
Well, yeah, you can't trust anybody, and that's why they have to lead by ruthlessness and by viciousness. Yeah. And it totally makes sense because they're animalistic, right? They have to drain other creatures so that they can survive. Yeah. So that's the way it's got to be between them, but in their ranks as well. Yeah. Yeah, but what else was happening with Aiden? Him and Sally, it was a no-go on them. Sally called him a monster, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's because he killed Ray with his thumbs.
Oh my gosh.
Just his thumbs.
Yeah, and Ray was even didn't even Ray say oh, this is going to be a fair fight, or let's make it a fair fight, something like that, right?
Yeah, because one-on-one, he thought, oh, I got this.
Yeah. Not. Aiden busted out with his super speed and it looked like he went through Josh. And he just went right up to Ray and grabbed his head and put his thumbs into his eyes, crushed those things like grape juju berries or something.
Kind of like how Sally did in that vision before. Remember when she tried to kill Danny?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Same
that's
type of
right.
thing. I guess that's a favorite thing for the writers. Thumb death.
Yeah, this was a particularly... there were some scenes that were very grotesque in this episode with people getting hurt. Like, we had that, and not only did his eyes get squished like grapes, but afterwards he threw him off the balcony.
Yep.
And when he hit the ground, Ray's head, like, exploded again, right? We see all this blood oozing out the side.
Yeah. And Bishop looking like that.
Bishop looking sickly from the what was it? The
Virus.
The flu virus
Yeah.
that kills vampires, the vampire flu. And then there was also something, oh yeah, in that vision that we had with Josh, Aiden slashing up Josh, right?
Just breaking his neck.
Yeah, he broke his neck. How did that end up looking?
Like, bloody on the neck side.
Yeah,
It
like-
was, I don't know what happened there. Like, I guess that was part of the future.
Yes.
'Cause that's what Sally kind of implied. That was like a curveball.
Mm-hmm. That was out of nowhere. Even Sally is like boggled by it too.
Yeah.
And yeah, it did look like he just snapped his neck, but that vampire strength just snaps their neck so bad. It's like, it was almost like, I think the impression was that it was like hanging off of the rest of his neck. Like his head was like hanging and it was just like grotesque looking, disgusting. Really, it looked like he tore a chunk out of his neck, as if he bit him or something.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see, Aiden, anything? Oh yeah, he was selling blood. He was selling the blood to replenish the stock with the bad blood, right? That must have. Do you think that that's what he was doing the whole time? Like he
Wait.
was thinking that?
No, wait. Are you talking about when he stole Bishop's blood?
Yes, when he stole Bishop's blood. So he sold all that.
Yeah.
So he could probably get enough wolf blood in there, or not wolf blood, rather contaminated flu blood, so that he could poison no matter which bag he gave.
Well, I think he started selling the blood before he knew about the wolf thing.
Yeah, I think you're
I think
right.
he was doing kind of a Robin Hood type thing.
Yes. We're
'Cause
trying.
he's a good guy,
He
but
is.
deep down.
He was trying to take initiative.
Yeah, and also because he wanted to get back at Bishop because Bishop was like, no, you got to get more blood. But then Josh comes with Sally, and Sally's like, you got to drink his blood.
Yeah.
And I think that's when he plants the seed of, oh, I'm going to poison Bishop.
Yeah, and I'm just imagining how much of an advantage that is for Aiden to have his immunity now, and just be like, wow, all the people that I don't want to be, like Bishop's not going to be there, Marcus is not going to be there, they're all going to get sick and die, and he can just go ahead and reign as king of the hill in Boston.
Yeah. But he didn't want that.
No, ultimately he didn't.
Yeah.
At first he did.
Yeah.
And Sally gives him a little guilt trip, and then that's when he does his little drive thing in the car, and he totally thinks about it, and he's like, I really love Sally. Let's go over there. Let's see what Sally and Josh are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Well, hey, don't forget, fans and followers of AfterBuzz TV, go ahead and check out our iTunes account. So go to the iTunes page or app, and go ahead and search in there, Being Human AfterBuzz TV. Guess what? We're one of the first podcasts that come up. And
Because of B, right?
because of B, we're up there. Give us some comments, rate us, give us 5 stars, because we deserve it over here. Am I right? And we'll go, if you guys give us a comment, be sure to make sure it's an interesting one. Give us a prediction. We like predictions over here for the next coming episodes, the remainder of the series of Being Human. So we can go ahead and give you a shout out and read your comments and such.
Or like fun facts for news and gossip. That'd be cool. If
Yeah.
you guys know any fun facts.
Yeah, that too. So Josh serves up some pie in his cafe, Hizzle.
One of them was called like Die Happy or something, right?
Was
The giant pie that he gave to that lady.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they gave him a little bit of a different look. Again, they wanted him to look like, okay, this is not the Josh we know. They changed it up by giving him like that cool cardigan that he was wearing. What did you say it was? Like grandpa style?
Grandpa chic, kind of. He seemed kind of like homely, like, oh, I live in the country. I'm not going to care about how I look. I'm just going to make pie.
Yeah.
That type of look.
As a matter of fact, I actually have that same cardigan, but a different color. It's a blue one. It's a little bit tighter on me because I'm sure he's like super buff, so he has to wear like a large, but I wear a medium. And it
keeps you comfy, probably, right?
Does.
Yeah.
It does. It's like it's just really, it's a nice looking cardigan, I must say. And so aside from that, he was wearing a beanie this time, so it's like it made him look more like a cafe, like hipster kind of guy hanging out there all the time, just like serving up pies and stuff. Kind of like Republic of Pie in North Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally reminds me of that.
I hope those pies aren't as overpriced though as Republic of Pie. Never mind.
No.
Sorry.
Hey, come on, it's in Boston, Massachusetts area, probably not.
Yeah.
Not as bad. But we get to see him doing something totally different. He wants to escape from Boston, and he ends up getting possessed at one point by Sally because he's refusing to call Ilana, right? Was that her name?
Ilana, yeah.
Yeah.
To get Donna back.
To ultimately get Donna. And I actually I got fooled. I thought that he wasn't possessed for that whole scene up until the salt thing happened.
Yeah, me too.
And then Ilana just puts the salt down. She's like, okay, come here. And
she knows.
She knew. We didn't even know.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was like, wait, the salt? How? I've never seen salt used like this before. It's gonna conjure up Donna? How weird is that? Is Ilana that powerful? And it was not. It was a total ruse.
I thought Sally was hiding because there was this one camera angle, right, that we saw like somebody behind the counter, right? I thought we did.
I didn't see that, but
maybe.
Go on.
But so I thought she was hiding, and I was like, why is Sally hiding? Isn't this who she wants to talk to?
Yeah.
And then figure out, oh, she's not hiding.
Well, she wouldn't have.
In the body.
She was hiding in plain sight is where she was. But I feel like I wouldn't even think she would need to hide from her though, because she can't see her anyway, right? Ilana can't see.
Yeah.
She can sense, right? Because she's that
very persistent spirit.
That persistent, nagging spirit.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's why I thought it was Josh too, because he's like, yes, very persistent.
Yeah. See, that's
like a joke. But I guess she knows that wants to go home.
Sally is that good at jumping into bodies, and like she knew what she had to say, and she knows Josh that well. Actually, that's the key. She knows Josh that well, where she can act the way he acts and say the things he would normally say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she left him with some added bonuses, those little memories.
That's right.
Yeah, which he wasn't happy about really, but
no, he wasn't. But we're happy about that because it gets him moving in the right direction. Like, hey, you really have to be with Nora. She's who you're meant to be with.
Yeah.
And that forced him to have more flashbacks while he was in front of Nora.
Yeah, the wedding flashback.
That's right, and that was nice.
Yeah, it was the part when he's like, "You're so awesome," and then he says it to her in person.
Yeah.
You're so awesome. She didn't get it though.
No,
she didn't have the memories. So.
Yeah, she doesn't have the memories. Sally should just get inside everybody's bodies to give them her memories, because she's the one who has the most continuous, canonical memories among everybody else in the whole series so far.
But I mean, I don't think she could choose what memories they have. That's the thing. I think just certain ones just stay behind. So
that's really true. Yeah, it's kind of like real memories, right? Like you can never like conjure up every exact memory for that instant, right? It's like a beehive of information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Josh, and in the cafe too, he got attacked by that one vampire that was infected with the flu, right?
Yep. And he was proud of himself for killing her, even though the full moon wasn't around.
Yeah.
He, like legit was like, just killed her.
I got her. Yeah. All right. With a wooden spoon too.
Yeah. And Sally's like, well, she was on her deathbed. So way to kill the mood, Sally.
She totally killed his confidence right there. Not only did she messed with his life enough, but she killed his confidence in that moment, in that kill. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But anything else about Josh?
Well, then that Sally brings Josh to Aiden. They kind of reconnect again. Which is, I got nervous a little bit because Aiden's like, listen, the last time I saw you, I said I was going to kill you.
That's right.
But he didn't, thankfully.
He had something that Aiden needed. It was a big-time bargaining chip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they were kind of cool afterwards, which is good.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want. But yeah.
Jumping back a little bit, regarding the whole vampire flu going on, it was interesting to see Bishop being alive at that time, because we got to see how he would manage it. Like it's like fresh blood was scarce, and Aiden compared it to the Prohibition era and alcohol and stuff. But for them, and Bishop was like, "Oh yeah, but for us, it's not a complimentary thing that you can have in life. It's something you really need. It's like
necessity.
It's a necessity, right? Yeah. It's food." He compared it to bread. So they were gonna jack up the price. How do vampires even pay?
I get maybe money. I mean, I feel like they'd still pay with money.
Yeah, it might be money. They're just getting it from powerful people. I'm sure a lot of the powerful people are vampires, because then that's how they stay in power.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But probably favors too, huh?
Yeah.
Because there was that one politician, it seemed like, from City Hall or a judge or something that Bishop was talking to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, during one of their like little blood parties.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Oh, hey,
Scratch my back, I'll scratch yours."
yeah, hey,
type of deal.
quid pro quo. If you, you give me a little favor, thanks for hooking me up with the blood, these hard times, and I'll go ahead and give you something in return whenever you come down to the courthouse."
Yeah.
Or something like that, right?
Makes sense.
Well, Nora is a druggie.
Yeah, pill popper.
Total pill popper this episode, and they even made light of it a little bit, which was kind of funny.
Kind of messed up. Like, I think she kind of changed the most because we've seen bad Aiden before.
Yes.
And Josh was kind of the same, but just making pie in the country, but still cleaning and everything, But she married the doctor, and he cheated on her.
Well, she wasn't married yet, was she?
Yeah, she's getting divorced in a month. That's what she said.
Oh, she's getting divorced from him.
Yeah.
I thought it was that he was getting divorced from his wife finally. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, wow. So she was with him for like less than the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, I wanted to know what accident she was in to make her get hopped up on these pills.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know.
What I'm wondering is if it's something that happened or that was going to happen and then it didn't occur to her because nobody was around. Like Josh wasn't around. Everybody, the whole Being Human house wasn't around to help her out of this particular tough situation.
Yeah. Or maybe like Aiden threatened her or something because she seemed to be working with him, but not because she wanted to.
Maybe, maybe the implication is that Aiden could have hurt her to the point where her back was so messed up for months, and that's how she ended up getting that back surgery and stuff, and that's how he's got her under his thumb. Yeah, like, hey, I can mess you up again if you don't do what I'm gonna say, if you don't be my little lapdog.
Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah, so she was popping Vicodin. They ended up revealing
Oxycontin too.
And was it Oxycontin also? I think Aiden was probably like making fun at that point.
Yeah, maybe. I know pain pills. I know that's what he said in the beginning.
Yeah, she looked so bad. They did another good makeup job. It was bad, but it wasn't so like over the top. It was subtle in how they had those red bags under her eyes and like a lack of makeup, or they just like made her skin like even more
paleness. Yeah,
really whiter than she already is.
Yeah. Yeah, almost like a vampire.
Almost like a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was about it on that. They got the flashbacks.
Yeah, like she reconnected with Josh for a second.
That's right.
And that's when he had the vision, being married to her.
And Josh also had the flashback of them having waffles or something together in the correct timeline. Right, the previous timeline that they were in, where they're having like.
No, that was when Sally was a human, going to work at the
funeral home.
You.
Yes.
Brain fart.
The coffin shop.
Yeah, the coffin. But yeah, so that was a flashback to the other timeline.
Yeah, to the previous timeline. So it was just like happy times all around with those memories.
Sad.
Yeah, it's sad.
But it's all right because Sally finds Donna.
Yes,
right?
She does. She finally gets a hold of Donna, and not in the way that we expected.
Yeah. Kind of Donna finds Sally, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like rips her
away from Aiden.
Yeah.
Right when they were like reconnecting again.
Yeah.
So I did not think it was going to be Donna right then.
Me neither. I thought she was going back to the future just like that. Because, I don't know, they don't... Just because that's what happens randomly, sporadically.
Blood magic is like seriously like the Deus Ex Machina, man. It's like, okay, let's solve something. Oh, just magic happens.
Yeah.
And so Sally got ripped off to where Donna was. Donna was looking good. Yeah. She was like, she's pretty attractive for an older lady, I must say.
She looked like a nice, feel like she has a Martha Stewart kitchen type deal going on, right? I felt like it was nice and decorated, her house.
Yeah, only she's a witch.
Yeah.
So she ended up having a conversation. It's like, hey, what's going on? Like this is why I keep feeling these pulls on like my her energy or her spirit, right?
Her magic, like she felt, I think, that Sally was using up some of her juice, right?
Yeah, but Sally didn't use. Oh, she can't use anything, right? Because the way she is right now.
Mm-hmm. But maybe just her being there, she just felt her presence and everything, and it was messing it all up for Donna because they're already connected, even though they're not supposed to be connected yet.
That's right.
You know.
Very true.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like that's an interesting thing about this series and how they do that the whole time warping thing connected with everything's connected with Sally. It's like she's the nexus of everything. Like once you fix it with her, it like fixes everything.
Yeah.
Which is really fascinating. And we even saw Donna like try like dissipating her with the iron knife.
Yeah, but it got on Donna's arm instead.
Yeah,
They're connected.
she cut herself.
Yeah.
That was fascinating. There was something else too. Well, I can't think of it right now.
I just thought it was kind of like, I was weird that she was so willing to be like, all right, fine, let's put you in the future. I miss fighter, like mean Donna.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
manipulating Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just like, whatevs, just get out of here. Stop pulling on my energy.
Yeah.
You know,
Right?
kind of.
But I think maybe if she knew perhaps the reason why she did that was because she wanted to get rid of this tether that she had to her, right, through Sally. And once she got rid of that, maybe she could do whatever she wanted, really.
Yeah.
Or maybe she had like that goodness inside her from the other Donna that got developed with Sally, because they were connected, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she had that and she wanted to get rid of it or reestablish the timeline or something like that.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just weird. And
Yeah.
even, like Sally even says that like she eats her soul or something. She kills Donna, and Donna's like, "Why would I want you to go into the future if you kill me?" But she still does it. I don't know.
There was the scene that you were weirded out by while we were watching with the multiple Sallys. There was like a dozen of them.
Yeah. What?
So what did you think about that?
I have no idea because I don't know. You said you had a good thing.
I was like thinking multiverse. That's what I'm thinking. So when I see all those Sallys, I'm like, okay, those are all the different Sallys of different timelines that could have erupted from that moment, perhaps. You know, I'm sure there's more than that. There's probably infinite possibilities, but they didn't want to spend so much money on the CG for that scene.
I think that makes sense because different timelines. But it confused me because she still looked the same. But that's Sally because she's always gonna look the same.
So
she's a ghost.
Yeah, they could have done that too. They could have went another step if that was the case. They could have went another step and had Sally wear different outfits. Then I think it would have been a little bit more clear to the audience, perhaps. But maybe like the really nerdy, like Back to the Future fans out there would probably know that. Oh, okay, yeah, that's like multiple timelines, a multiverse.
Or community fans.
Or community fans. Or people who like that show Sliders. Remember that show with like Jerry O'Connell back in the 90s?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, like multiverses. Or even like that Jet Li movie, The One. It's like so many different connections, like possibilities. I'm sure
Or the butterfly effect.
Or the butterfly effect too. See, they could have drawn from all those
They
things.
mentioned that in the last episode too, right?
They did. They totally mentioned the butterfly effect.
But I didn't understand why there was multiple Sallys when Josh was getting killed by Aiden, though, because isn't that like one certain timeline?
Well, yeah,
And I don't know why
guess
she
that
like
doesn't fit.
hopped to the last like 5 minutes. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I feel like they had to wrap it up in that way because this episode was already, even just like this episode and last episode, were so into the whole time warping thing and just this timeline being so messed up from what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That they couldn't elaborate any further. They're like, okay, let's get her back. Let's get her back in the last 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and they couldn't draw it out any further, which is good. That's fine.
I think it's kind of better that way because it leaves you hanging like, what? Wait, what? I don't know. Everything I just learned. Now they're just back into what's going on.
It's a big
What?
middle finger to the audience.
Yeah. Well, the whole last 2 episodes, I think, were kind of like that.
It's like a middle finger, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's like a thumbs up too, because it's like, hey, cool, you guys got to explore that for a little bit.
Well, at least Sally still has all that memories in her, which is sad because Aiden doesn't. Because he even says, like, when you're going back into the future, tell me, remind me what happened.
That's right.
And then he doesn't. He's like the shower head.
Yes. She should possess him for an extended period of time to give him memories. Now, we haven't seen a ghost possess a vampire.
Yeah.
Have we? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. The same. Oh, well, we've seen a wolf now. Sally possessed Josh. So, but oh yeah, this is what I wrote down earlier, and I wanted to talk about this. Sally is the first wolf ghost that we've seen. Usually, as soon as someone kills a wolf, it's like they're dead.
Yeah.
Right? But she's the first one. I guess they had to do it.
Yeah, I think because the ghost Sally was still stuck in that Sally. You remember how she possessed her old self? Maybe
Yes.
that's what it was?
That could be it.
Or maybe, it was just dead
Yeah.
wolf Sally. Because it's Sally and she's never gonna see her door or something. Or
Yeah,
that's what she thinks.
that could be. I think it's I'm agreeing with you, Kelly.
Yeah.
It's probably just because it's the old Sally. It's like the continuous ghost that's been in there,
Stuck in there.
in there. Maybe it was like an extended possession, and because it was her body that she was repossessing, her real live body from the past, maybe that's how it ended up being this way, where she was able to stay in there because it's like her natural self. Mm-hmm. Perhaps.
Yeah.
Her natural self, her natural energy.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with that.
Yeah. I like it. A very organic little conclusion we had here.
Yeah.
I think that's about it, unless you had anything else to add.
I think that's it.
All right.
Aiden's 228. We found out his age.
I like that too. I noted that.
Yeah.
Now we know exactly. 228 vampire years, not human years. So human years combined, what, like 250 something?
Wait, there's different. It's like dog years versus like.
No, I'm just saying like years that he's been a
I
vampire.
get it. As a human, and okay.
Would you think that he is only considering his vampire years, or both human and vampire combined?
I don't know. Because some vampires are like, I'm like a newborn, right?
Yeah, they say that. We're like, oh, what are you, 5 years old? Yeah, they do say that amongst each other. So Aiden's like, he's like one of the old men, or at least a veteran.
So he's probably just counting vampire.
Yeah, I would think he's probably, considering the vampire years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually, because, the 1770s, 1780s, and then he's at like 228, so that puts it about this time, about 2010s, 14 that we're in. Oh, are we in 2014 right now?
I don't know where they are.
Yeah, who knows with them,
Who knows?
with their time warping stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and move into our news and gossip.
Cool.
TV news.
Oh, I missed the explosion there, Phil. It's okay, though.
AfterBuzz TV news.
Thank you, Phil. I got some juicy tweets here from some of the cast members and some of the cool accounts that are followed by Being Human SyFy. So we got Being Human SyFy at Being Human SyFy. They tweeted out, "How does @Megan Rath feel about Sally and Aiden finally getting together? Find out on this week's inside hashtag Being Human SyFy." So there's a link there. I tweeted that out from my account at SeanAustinO. You can go ahead and find the link to see what Megan Rath actually feels about her getting with Aiden. Sam Witwer, he also tweeted out, "This hopefully illustrates that Aiden was always at risk of snapping. 200 years of a serial killer will do that. Hashtag Being Human." So that was cool. And by the way, there was a lot of chatter tonight on Twitter, a lot of tweets out there about Being Human. At the time that I was looking this up, a little bit before we started screening, it was like 4,600 tweets just at that moment to read.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a trending
sure
topic.
You want to cancel it? Are you sure? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You guys bring it back, man. Maybe in a couple of years, do like a Family Guy. Have it out there and bring it back or something like that. Who knows? At Megan Rath, she tweeted out, let's see, she replied to a fan, at Mount LCNDNS, whatever that means. Did you know going into filming it was over? And she replied, yes. So she's known this whole season.
I guess a lot of people did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She also replied to another fan, real fat Pollo. Who will I talk on? Who will I talk on Monday nights? I'm sure he meant who would I talk to on Monday nights? And she replied, "You're a therapist." Kristen Hager, she tweeted out, "Biggest of congrats to @LifeMaker2003 and @Edwin Vada for their Canadian Screen Award win for Best Makeup for hashtag Being Human." So that's pretty neat. The makeup in this show is really good. Really well done, and it's obviously very well recognized in Canada. So kudos to @LifeMaker2003.
Yeah, good job with your makeup.
Yes, very well done. That's a special effects guy. So people can go ahead and check his stuff out and follow him on Twitter too.
Yeah, cool. Well, I've got some stuff too. I read on Entertainment. I think this is it's The Wrap. They interviewed the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia star Glenn Howerton, who plays Dennis. and he said that he plays with his friends, with my friend Sam Witwer's band, the Crash Tones. Sometimes he didn't say what, because they asked him about Dayman, Nightman, like how about like what? Do you have any other musical skills? And he's like, well, I play with my friend's band. So
he doesn't say what he plays, like
no.
if he's a drummer, guitarist, or
he just said, I
bassist.
had recently been playing a few live shows with my friend Sam Witwer's band, the Crash Tones.
Cool. So now we know.
Yeah, so he does, you know, if you ever go to a Crash Tones show, maybe you'll see him too. That'll be cool.
No, that's pretty neat.
And Sam Witwer was actually interviewed on the Huffington Post about being human, being canceled. Actually, it was last week. It was because they talked about Rewind last episode, and he said it was one of his favorite episodes. So I guess he is team Sally and Aiden, which is cool.
Yeah.
And he said he's just wrapping up the Crash Tones album. And yeah, and he said if he could be like in a, like they asked what kind of role would he like to be in. He's like maybe like a Flash Gordon. Or Indiana Jones. He'd love to be Indiana Jones, he said.
With that brown leather jacket, too.
Always with the leather jackets, those characters, huh? But, yeah. And it's a really cool, really long article and super informative. And he says how, like, everybody kind of wanted it this way. It's gonna be the best, like, ending. He wants to know it's not ending. They said Sam Witwer wants fans to know being human is not ending inhumanely. So, it's not. They wanted it this way.
Good. It's going to be a nice, humane ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, check it out, Huffington Post.
And I hope it ends up being one of those endings that's like everything's wrapped up. There's nothing left over.
No loose ends.
No loose ends. But I feel like, how are they going to wrap up like the little Smokey thing? You know?
I don't know. There's like a few episodes. What is that thing? That kind of annoys me.
It's seriously one of the things that they just put in there because Sally's been like time warping and stuff, and it's like a connection to ghosts, more ghosts, like malevolent spirits.
Hopefully we'll find out. Sometimes they wrap things up quickly, like these 2 episodes.
Yeah. Well, maybe Sally will like banish them with her blood magic.
Yeah.
And who knows?
We'll find out, right?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and move into our predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, thanks to the teaser, Kelly, we got to see a lot of what's going to happen next time, because we were kind of like, if we didn't see that thing, we'd be like, dude, I have no idea. And they were even at Being Fans even tweeted from their account tonight, and they were like, what's going to happen next time? OMG, hashtag being human, you know? So I feel like Josh is going to be captured by the pack. We get to see that. But
it's a great prediction.
It's a great prediction, yes. But here's the underlying thing that I got. This is all original right here. Okay. They want to exploit his man-wolf ability. Because that whole pack, they're so into their abilities and powers as wolves. They're so vicious, and they're so zealous about being wolves. They all do turns together, right? They want to be able to have that power anytime to defend themselves against vampires and perhaps even rule Boston and the world.
It's a good one. Good job.
Thank you. I also think that Sally is going to use her powers again, and she's going to maybe just do a little bit of a stuck in time warps, but not too much. Or not. Or maybe she won't. Maybe she's learned her lesson by being stuck in 2 years in the past, right?
I don't know. Sally doesn't seem to learn her lesson. In a nice way.
Yes. With all love.
Yeah, she tries to do the best, the worst ways.
Yes.
Each time.
So what do you think's going to happen, Kelly?
Well, I think Sally's going to try and tell Aiden what happened. I don't know how, though. But I think she's got to, be like, listen, this is what we, did it.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot.
We, loved each other. Not in brother-sister way, either. Different way. So I think, that's how she is exactly
going to say.
She's going to be like, listen, Aiden, this is the deal. No.
We did more than dance.
Yeah.
We did more than
dance
the cha-cha.
Under the sheet.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I took this from the teaser. I think the daddy wolf, I don't know his name, the guy, the wolf that had the baby.
I want to say it was Cameron, something like that.
I don't know.
I don't
think
remember.
It like starts with a J.
Or maybe an A.
Maybe.
Like, not Aiden, but like Adam or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But he gets possessed by Sally, and she, because I think I saw something like that happen in the. But I think Sally kind of stays in too long, and she gets sick or something. Like, I don't know if that happens.
Oh.
I know she gets stuck sometimes. Doesn't she get sick though after being in it for so long?
There was a couple times, where she got stuck in someone's wife. She wanted to leave and she couldn't. Like with that one lady who was, because Sally wanted to get down with that doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that might be when Aiden's like, "You did this, Josh," but I don't know. Oh, because it's wolves. That's why. And that's maybe he'll snap. He's not gonna snap his neck, but maybe that's what is gonna happen to make him get mad.
Yeah.
And I think the alpha male guy is
Mark.
Yeah, Mark. I think he's the one turning his friends. I'm still sticking to that because I think he's not a nice guy.
Oh yeah. He's attacking other people and he's making his pack get larger on purpose.
Like, join my clan. Join my pack.
Yeah, kind of like what Bishop was doing to increase his army size, right? In season 1.
Mhm. And lastly, I think it's going to work out with Josh and Nora. It will. I think we all kind of know it's going to.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him too.
Yeah.
It's all good. Oh, well, I think that about does it for us. Well, anyway, so thank you guys so much for joining us here at AfterBuzz TV for the Being Human After Show. If you guys want to give us a follow, hey, you know what? Give me a follow. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Sean Austin O.
And I'm Kelly, and I'm at Holly Weirdo on Twitter and Instagram.
And I want to thank our awesome executive producer and engineer tonight, Phil, for doing our show for us. Thank you so much, Phil.
Thanks, Phil.
And we'll buzz with you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.